What's up, everybody? It is Kelly Cook with Everything Phoenix. We are live again for another weekly show on Thursday here, and we're going to be discussing things that we usually do, but always with a little bit of a twist, I guess, based on what's happening in the current market. So, obviously, housing, that's a big one. Interest rates, what is going on there? So, we're going to do a little segment on that. We're going to get you up to speed on what's going on with the housing market, different parts of the valley, the different suburbs. Are they going up? Are they going down? What's supply and demand doing? And is it time for a buyer's market to emerge? All of those signs are starting to happen. We're going to dive into the data here. So thank you for joining us. And we're going to talk about some development things. We're going to talk about a local Phoenix economist that's not the Cromford report that is potentially talking recession in 2024. We'll see nationally. We'll see what happens and what he has to say about that. We'll dive into that. We'll also dive into interest rates. They have been going down a little bit the last couple of days. And sad to say, it's because of what's going on in the Middle East. Every time a conflict like that happens and it affects the stock market, and the stock market doesn't react favorably to that because people flee with their money into bonds because they're more quote unquote safe, then that negative impact to the stock market actually helps interest rates go down typically. So that's why you've seen a little bit of a decline in interest rates here over the last couple of days. So it's very sad. Obviously, what's happening over in the Middle East, and it's weird. It's kind of weird in a way how something that happens way over there is affecting it's something like a 30-year mortgage rate in the United States. But it does. It's a global economy. It's all working together. So that all being said, we're going to talk about some development stuff here. We are Everything Phoenix. We are everything local here, and we're talking development in the Phoenix area. We're talking about what city within the Arizona state borders is actually ranked number one in the entire country for golf. Guys, golf season is ending for a lot of people across the country, but it is just ramping up for many parts of the state of Arizona. Obviously, the northern country is going to get some snow up in the mountains, but here in the Phoenix area and Tucson, other areas in southern Arizona, it's going to be golf season big time, right? Because the weather's getting beautiful. This is why we live in Arizona. This is why you come to the state to enjoy this part of the season where you don't have to worry about snow. And if you want snow, you can drive 2 hours north and get snow. It's the best of both worlds in this beautiful state of ours here in Arizona. So we're going to discuss all of that and more on this, and we're going to get it done in a succinct manner. So here we go. I'm going to share my screen, and let's talk housing market first, okay? Let's talk housing market. What do we got going on for the housing market? Well, here is a observation from the Cromford report. We love to follow the Cromford report, and they are doing a good job with tracking all this stuff in real time, of course, locally, not 3 months lag time like Case-Shiller can do sometimes with their index. So here we go. All right. For as much of the year, the new listing counts have been extremely low, often more than 40% below the same period in 2022. We saw somewhere between 6,500 and 7,500 new listings every 28 days between May and October of this year. Since October 3rd, we've been measuring slightly over 7,500 listings per 28 days. The normal level is 9,500 to 11,000. So we are still far below the time of the year, but not as far down as the last 4 months. The extra listings are coming just as demand takes another leg down. Which means the active listing pool is getting more input and less output. You would therefore expect the active listing count to grow and would be correct. You would be correct for thinking that, right? For all areas and types, we saw 13,901 active listings without a contract on Saturday, up 13,400 a week earlier and 13,100 the week before that. With monthly annual sales, here you go, continuing to drop, inventory measures such as months of supply and days of inventory are increasing. That's not necessarily good. It's good for affordability, but not good for like value someone has in their home, right? Though they are still well below normal, the competition among sellers is growing and buyers that remain have more choice. Buyers that remain have more choice, okay? The market is softer than during the second and third quarters, and upward pressure on prices is dissipating. Interesting. Right now, We parlay that information into the graph right here. So here you go. The CMI. We know what this graph is, right? If it's 90 to 110, it's balanced. If it's above 110, it's a seller's market. If it's below 90, it's a buyer's market. So you have Chandler here still leading the way, but look at the red, guys. Everything is going in the, I guess if you could say, wrong direction. Here we go. What is the commentary on this? I'll leave the graph up there for you. This is the most dismal table for sellers we have posted since November 10th of 2022. All 17 cities have seen their CMI drop over the last month, meaning the power is slipping away from sellers and moving towards buyers. Guys, if you're, again, I understand prices are still high compared to 3 years ago, compared to 5 years ago, compared to 20 years ago, compared to whenever in the past, right? However, if you're a buyer, this is an opportunity. I mentioned this on our live about 2-3 weeks ago. I really believe this is an opportunity that you have the ability to come in now with the terms that you want, with hopefully the right agent to represent you, the right agent to be able to articulate those specific terms that you want and how you want them to the other agent, the seller, or whatever it may be. But if you're a buyer, that is very important. And you have the ability now to have a little leverage, to have the terms that you want to get a rate buy down. So, I'm going to post something on social media here in the next day or two, and it's going to go something like this. My clients who are buying homes don't pay market interest rates. They pay at least 1 to 3 to even 3% below market rates. Call me or DM me to ask me how. And the reason why, guys, for that is because it's true. Because a lot of people, a lot of buyers, what they care about the most is one thing, right? Affordability on the monthly payment. If you can get the monthly payment down for a period of time, you're going to be in business and help them afford the house. So we will always will negotiate a rate buy down for our clients when they are buying a house. Unless they're cash, right? That's different, but they're financing. That's what we're looking to do. So it is very, very important to have that right representative in your corner who knows the data. Most of the agents don't even know that they maybe feel something, right? But that it's turning into a buyer's market. Okay, we do not have to look far to find for the most obvious reason. It's obviously mortgage interest rates. While most pundits predict the rates will fall in the second half of 2023, the shortage of buyers for bonds have caused yields to rise. The typical 30-year fixed mortgage rate is now around 7.7, up from 7.3 a month ago. Understandably, buyers are far from enthusiastic about this, and in some cases they fail affordability tests that they once could have passed. So again, guys, this is on October 6th. Okay, it's now October 12th. The Middle East conflict had not started when this was published. Now rates have actually come down a little bit, not much, a little bit, because of the people flocking their money to bonds. Okay. Well above average declines can be seen in Chandler, Goodyear, Buckeye, Maricopa, and Mesa. Falling, but not a much lower speed are Fountain Hills, Tempe, and Surprise. Okay. Among the secondary cities, Levine and Tolson did manage small increases in their CMI, but the other 10 cities declined like their larger counterparts, guys. So this red graph right there, it's interesting, right? It is now declining. Look at Chandler from 270 last month to 201. Scottsdale 171 to 156. Phoenix, okay, you are at 194, you're 178. All right, so everything's decreasing, going down in the wrong direction from that standpoint because of what's happening in our marketplace, and again, primarily because of rates. Okay, supply and demand. So again, we talked about this, guys. Supply, demand has always been kind of not as good, but homes are still selling, people are still buying. However, supply has always stayed very low. Well, now you have supply increasing for the first time in a while, and demand still being very low, which is now causing buyers to have more leverage. Okay, simple demand and supply. All right, so now if I share my screen, guys, again, I want to show you guys some of the things that are happening on the development side. All right, this parlays perfectly with what we were just talking about. Will we see a recession in 2024? Here's what Phoenix economists do expect. All right, so let's read this for a second, because this is Elliot Pollock, I believe, who's the economist who's given his commentary on this. Yeah, Elliot Pollock, CEO of Phoenix-based Elliot Pollock and Co. during the Outlook panel at the Sheraton downtown Phoenix Hotel. Okay, he says that let's go to here. You've got a Federal Reserve sucking out money as fast as they can, and you got the federal government pouring as much gasoline on the fire as they possibly can, meaning giving money to or printing money to inject into the economy or to other countries abroad. Right? We're in that period where you can't tell how long it's going to take. Pollock said that right now the U.S. has 8.8 million job openings and about 6.3 million people unemployed compared to March of 2022, which saw 12 million job openings and 6 million people unemployed. Interesting. The Fed is doing something right, but it's taking a long time and it's going to continue to take a long time, he added. The economy could also push a recession even further out in 2024 since it's a presidential election year, said Steve Wyatt, the chief investment strategist at Oklahoma-based regional bank BOK Financial, which has a presence in Phoenix. Our sense is this administration is going to do everything they can to keep from having a recession over the next 12 to 24 months because you have that presidential election year, like you just mentioned, right? Higher for longer seems to be the mantra for rates at the present time. Higher for longer seems to be the mantra for rates. So, what is the plan if that's going to be the case, right? If you're going to rents are not coming down. As we talked about last week on our YouTube Live, rents are staying flat. They're staying pretty flat. They've stayed flat for quite some time now, ever since the housing market started to go down in 2022. All right, fiscal policy continues to be accommodating. We're going to continue to spend money. I think the real question is, how sustainable can that be? We're reaching a point where the fiscal position we're putting ourselves into is going to be potentially something we're going to have to deal with, obviously in the future. So that's interesting. Pollock estimates the economy in 2024 has a 40% chance of a slowdown with no recession, or a 60% chance of a recession, although it could be mild. That's what we're hoping for, right? Now, this is one of the good things here. Arizona ahead of the U.S. population in job growth. That's good, guys. We're outpacing most of those states. And right now, economic development, especially in the industrial sector, has also helped boost the economy in Arizona and the Phoenix area. In the past fiscal year, nearly 40 businesses announced expansions in the valley through the GPEC, resulting in 7,731 new jobs in just the past year. 1 year, guys. That is phenomenal. Okay? Phenomenal. Homeowner vacancy has also continued to decrease, while rental vacancy actually saw a jump in 2023, in part because more people becoming homeowners in Arizona. They're buying, according to Pollock. Okay, so what's that mean for us, guys? What that means is I think Phoenix has a less likelihood chance of actually going into a recession as compared to the rest of the national economy, other states. Although we're not immune to it, and it could happen here too. But when you have the job growth we're seeing, and you have the companies coming to Arizona that we are experiencing, especially in the tech sector, and the hospitality sector, in the manufacturing sector, healthcare, etc., you have some higher paying jobs. So you have the affordability not being as big of a factor, although it is across the board for a lot of people, but not as big of a factor as many other states that are not experiencing the job and population growth. So that is a good thing for us from that stance. Okay, let's go back to sharing my screen. Let's talk about some more supply and demand. We have Landsea Homes out of Dallas that just sold their lots in the West Valley. It's going to be in this area right here where the 303, 101, and 202 all collide. This corridor right here along the I-10. That's where this community is roughly based, okay? There's a bunch of dirt and a bunch of lots ready to be built. In fact, it's 102 lots that Lennar bought from Landsea. They paid $14 million cash for the lots. So it's more new construction, more inventory that's looking to hit the market, which we need. We need this, guys. We need this because we are obviously lower on supply. Now, right now, until demand comes back, it could put downward pressure because this extra supply is coming to the market, but it does take a while to obviously sell and build these homes. Now, the builders, what are they doing? We talked about this. Right now, new construction is outpacing retail or resell, I should say, home sales. And the reason why primarily is because out of the gate, the home builders are offering a rate buy down on the buyer's rate. Now, there's a catch to that. That's if they go through their mortgage company. So in doing so, you're attracting people to say, okay, well, listen, I believe that, listen, I have to do something. I have to live somewhere. I don't want to keep throwing money down the drain completely when it comes to rent. So I'm going to buy new. I'm going to get this rate buy down from the lender that they're hopefully, offering, so I can take advantage of a lower monthly payment for a year or two or three. And then I'm going to hopefully be able to refinance in the future. That's what a lot of people are doing. But for some reason on the resale market, people aren't as willing to take that risk. Primarily, I think, is because you see a lot of people looking to buy new construction already are renting, as opposed to people who own a resale home, typically already a homeowner, and they have a low rate, maybe at 4% or below on their mortgage, and they don't want to give it up. So we'll see what happens here, guys. But again, more new construction is coming to the market, and frankly, Phoenix is behind. Now, if you go back to, I'm sharing my screen here. If you go back to the article from Elliot Pollock, I believe he said that right now, yeah, this is important. The Phoenix area, however, continues to experience all-time low levels of housing supply. Right now, Pollock said the Phoenix area likely has a shortage of about 50,000 units, housing units, citing data from Home Arizona. Other estimates say the Phoenix metro has a shortage of 270,000 units, but Pollock thinks that could be an overcount. Okay, so it just depends on who you believe in the situation. But nonetheless, one thing that everyone has a consensus on is that Phoenix is undersupplied for housing, and so we need more housing. All right, let's switch gears to golf. Something a little more, I don't know, fun to talk about, I guess, right? Scottsdale, no shock here, is ranked, again, I love how this article says that, as the best golf city in America. In America, here's why. But before we do that, let's look at the most challenging golf courses in 2023 in Arizona. Okay, here we go. Number 10, the True North course. That is a public course, okay? Desert Mountain, that is obviously private. That's the Chicaragua. Did I say that right? Let's say it one more time. Chiricahua. I think I said that right. Abby knows. All right, Desert Mountain Outlaw. Okay, that's another hard course. You have the Estancia Club, which is also private and very, very nice country club. True North Monument Course, that is a public course. Desert Highlands Golf Club, that is also private. Desert Forest Golf Club, number 4, up in Carefree. Silverleaf, private. Whisper Rock, private. In fact, guys, a lot of the PGA Tour belongs to Whisper Rock. Desert Mountain Renegade, number 1, the hardest, most challenging golf course in 2023. So now if you go back to the article, it talks about why Scottsdale is ranked number 1 and what they base it off of. So here you go, guys. Out of 200 cities nationwide, okay, that got ranked for golf, Scottsdale is number 1 in the country, okay? The 6 ranking measures from course quality, to number of amateur golf tournaments, Scottsdale has an overall score of 64.82, 14 points ahead of second place Orlando, and 22 points ahead of third place Las Vegas, okay? It's the second straight year that Scottsdale ranks number 1, and Tucson had the biggest gain from outside the top 10 to the first time ever at number 6 in the nation. St. Louis, Missouri was in the top 25, saw the biggest jump from rankings from 2022 with their rank number 68, okay, to number 11, while Sacramento, California saw the biggest overall jump to number 32. All right, the rankings, here we go, were based on the following data. Public courses per 100,000 residents, number of golf resorts, indoor and virtual golf facilities per square mile, total reviews for all courses, i.e. course quality, and the number of amateur golf competitions and tournaments, and historical average monthly percentage of sunshine. We got the sunshine one down pat. Not only did Scottsdale finish number 1 overall ranking, it finished number 1 nationwide in multiple individual measurements, including golf course quality and number of public and premium courses. Speaking of premium courses, TPC Scottsdale, which is also public, the home of the WM Phoenix Open, is already deep in the preparations for its 2024 version of the tournament, which is held February 8th and 11th next year. And there's pictures of the construction already happening here, even though it's October, at the TPC Scottsdale for the greatest show on grass. Okay. The 8 other Arizona cities: Tucson, number 6, Phoenix, number 18, Surprise, number 22, Mesa, 24, and Peoria, number 47. And here are the other Arizona ranking cities at number 51 or lower: Chandler, 57, Tempe, 96, and Glendale comes in at 126, guys. So if you're looking for good golf, the Phoenix metro area has your back. Let me tell you, and Scottsdale is awesome for golf. All right. The other sport that's taken the country by storm, pickleball. Luxury pickleball concept to open 3 Phoenix locations. There's a picture. It's called Center Court Pickleball Club, and they are wanting to create this awesome experience. Now, there's already some indoor pickleball courts out there, guys. We already know that exists. This is a luxury side of that, where you're also going to have a health club and a spa. You're going to have, sounds like you're going to have weight equipment, things of that nature. But the primary aspect of this is the pickleball in climate control weather, which is awesome. Okay. They will have, besides its state of the art courts, they'll have players' lounge, locker rooms with showers, wellness area with hydro massage, cryotherapy chairs, stretch area, retail shop, beverage, tap wall, grab and go food options, as well as social gatherings and viewing areas. Pretty sweet. They're going to open up in Glendale in the West Valley, Gilbert in the East Valley, and Scottsdale in the Northeast Valley. So pretty darn cool. I'm looking forward to it because I said, hate the sound of pickleball. I love pickleball, especially indoor pickleball when it's not that hot outside. That's phenomenal. All right, guys, if you're looking for a cheap option for office space is starting to become more and more of a problem when it comes to vacancies as companies look to cut costs. Well, now you have another company called Industrious that already has a footprint in Arizona. They're based out of California. That is buying or leasing, I should say, a huge second floor of the upscale Kierland Commons shopping center on the second floor. It's about 95,000 square feet, and they are adding a bunch of co-working space. So if you want that flexible, smaller, nimble office space in a luxury environment, we can just walk downstairs, get top of the line food or shopping that you almost can't find anywhere. Kierland Commons, Scottsdale Corridor area is amazing, and you can work right out of there for this situation. So this is what they're doing, and I just want to make people aware of that because this is going to be pretty awesome, especially if you're looking to cut some money, cut some costs to your bottom line by getting rid of your large office and making more of a nimble co-working office space. Kierland has it for you. All right, moving on, guys. Let's talk a little sports because I'm a sports guy. The Diamondbacks. What in the world? If you're following playoff baseball, oh my goodness, Diamondbacks came out of nowhere. It's the classic case of the right team getting hot at the right time. Wow, right? Playoff success will help secure a new stadium deal and TV contract. So they're banking on this playoff success where, by the way, they have a pool in the outfield, right? I mean, how cool is that? So when they win, they all go jump in the pool. Why not? You can rent that pool out, by the way, if you want during the game for a lot of money. Okay. But they're looking to potentially get some upgrades done to the stadium. By the way, I think the stadium's awesome. I don't know. Granted, I don't look at it that close, I guess, but stadium to me seems really, really nice. It's a roof. It's air conditioned. I don't know. It seems pretty nice. But they're looking at the future stadium because the stadium is actually owned by the County of Maricopa. I did not know that. Diamondbacks lease it. The lease is coming up next year, and they are looking for a leverage play to get some renovations done or potentially build a new stadium. So more to come on that. But I think Chase Field is awesome, and it's not that old overall. So we'll see what happens. But that's what the D-backs are hoping for with their playoff success. So stay tuned. They just swept the Dodgers last night, which is awesome. 3-0. And now they move on to the National League Championship Series. Okay, next. So another sports article. Speaking of which, let's stay right here. ASU, U of A, and other departing Pac-12 schools want to be involved in conference decision-making. Guys, we all know about conference realignment. Well, now the Pac-12 schools who are leaving want to still have a say in some of the conference making decisions. Very odd, right? So obviously I'm a huge college football fan, so this is interesting to me. But it's more and more drama. There's not a whole lot of specifics to talk about in this article. The headline says it all. But we'll see what happens with the 2 remaining Pac-12 schools that are still left that don't have a home. And that is Washington State and Oregon State. And guys, and by the way, both of those schools are having phenomenal seasons. So go figure, right? They're the ones no one wants, yet they're having really good seasons. I don't know. All right. And last but not least, we'll talk about the Mayo Clinic working to attract innovators to Discovery Oasis Biotech Corridor. Okay, guys, we talked about this in the past. This is going to be fantastic. When you talk about an upgrade to the healthcare sector, when you talk about many, many jobs being created, wow, this is it. This is the 101 loop right here, okay? The Mayo Clinic, and in conjunction with Arizona State University and their medical center, they are partnering on this huge development right here. Look at this. That's not there right now. This is all going to be new development right in this plot of land right here, just south of 101, north of the current Mayo Hospital, off of about 64th Street, 56th Street, and the 101 on the south side. This is going to be awesome, guys. Now, the Phoenix City Council is preparing for a vote, okay, and to get the work underway to bring companies to the site. So they're going to build the infrastructure and obviously fill it out. But and that's going to be, I mean, that's beautiful. That's beautiful. And it's going to provide so many jobs, thousands and tens of thousands of jobs, high paying jobs in the medical field for research and development too. So this is pretty darn cool that Mayo Clinic is investing so much money into the Phoenix local economy. So love that. Okay. Denise, what's going on? Good to see you on here. Link to the announcement of the Mayo development, please. I will get that link to you as well. Let's see here. If I can put it in here, I'm going to put it right here. Okay. I'm going to put it in the chat for you guys. Hello, hello, Denise. There you go. Hopefully that will work. If it doesn't, I can get you a different one here from a free source. This is a paid source. It may not work or may give you a sneak peek, but just let me know, and I can get you the one for the free from a free news source. Okay, but this is going to be huge, guys. Now it's going to take a while to build out, but it's going to be just great for the local economy here in Phoenix. And by the way, if you look at a map, let me pull this map up here. Let me share my screen. Sorry, guys. Let me share my screen here. I'm going to show you this, guys. I'm going to show you where it is at. So right here, see the Mayo Clinic Hospital. You see that big H, that big red H, which works out perfect in this example, right? That red area, okay? That is where the hospital currently stands. And they're adding onto this more and more and more. But right here, this triple land is where all of that I just showed you right here is going. Right there is right, okay, there. And so it's going to be just jam-packed. Now, if I go to my satellite view, okay, I want to show you this because there is a lot of land available, guys. And so this is going to just make housing in this area continue to be more and more desired and explode. So you have the hospital, you have this land right here where all it's going to be, all development's going in. And then you have this land right here. Now, this is Talin at Desert Ridge. This is being filled in right now, being built. A lot of it's being sold already, new construction. But you have all this land right here that eventually, I'm pretty sure that plot is owned by at least most of it is owned by the state of Arizona, and they will sell it. Now, I believe some of that has been spoken for. There's already been a couple auctions that some big players have purchased some of this land, but this is just going to continue to get bigger and bigger and more desirable. So, guys, stay tuned for what's to happen in this area, which is they call it the last corporate corridor for Scottsdale. Okay, stay tuned for that. All right, so hope you guys enjoyed the show. Thank you for joining. We are out of time. But until next Thursday, we'll see you then because we'll be here at 12:30 p.m. next Thursday. Now, until then, I appreciate everyone who watches, and we'll keep bringing you the data, the raw data, not the drama, but the data, to let you know what's happening in our local economy so that you can make the most informed decision possible. And if you have any questions about real estate, please feel free to give me a call at 480-660-5974. 480-660-5974. Would love to help you out or answer any questions you have about real estate or anything related to the Phoenix economy and the local area. Thanks, guys. Once again, until next time, until next Thursday, keep it classy, Phoenix. See you guys soon.